The big news in Kentwood is that there are simply no listings to sell, and that's a problem. Let me explain. Hello neighbors, my name is Tracy Conyers, and I'm your hyper-local expert for selling, buying, and investing in Kentwood real estate 90045. Not only have I been a realtor in Kentwood for a very long time, I've also owned property here for over 20 years. Today I'm talking about Kentwood. This is a screenshot of my MLS dashboard for Kentwood at the end of January. What you're seeing is that 3 listings are on their way off the market with 4 coming on the market. This is a continuation of a very unhealthy pattern that we've been seeing. Buyers want to buy, but there just isn't anything for them to buy. As of February 1, we have 11 active listings in Kentwood. That's a very low number. 1 listing sold last month, only 1 listing for the whole month of January, and 1 listing was withdrawn. Our median home price in Kentwood is up a tick on a rolling 12-month average, which is actually pretty impressive given continuing interest rate pressures. We've been watching home prices fall pretty dramatically in Kentwood lately, and it's been downright painful to watch. But let's take a look at the full trend before we panic. This slide tells us it's not as ugly as it's been feeling lately. The pandemic was hopefully a once-in-a-lifetime event, and the economy has been on a roller coaster as a result. If you take the pandemic years out of the equation, we're actually up 16% in 4 years, despite the rapid drops recently. But if you also look at the graph, you'll see that the drops are starting to stabilize. So I think where we're at right now is probably about where we'll stay as long as interest rates continue to stay the same. And up 16% in 4 years is nothing to sneeze at. I predict that when rates start to come back to earth, and there are indications that this could happen sooner rather than later, pent-up buyer demand will drive prices up again. But don't wait for 3% rates or even 5% rates. There are no indications we'll see these soon, and that's a good thing, because when rates go that low, it's a sign of something wrong in our economy. If selling is in your plans this year, I recommend against waiting. Right now is your early mover advantage. Just ask the seller last month who sold in Kentwood, the 1 lone sale, for $110K over ask price. Check out my Nosy Neighbor report for more about that sale. My Nosy Neighbor report is where I recap recent home sales each month in our community. Schedule time to chat with me about the specifics of your situation if you're thinking about selling this year. Wondering how much equity you made last year? I offer complimentary reports for my neighbors. Tell me about your property at kentwoodhomevaluation.com, and I will shoot you back a full report based on recent sales right here in our very own neighborhood. My complimentary reports are custom to Kentwood and prepared by me, a 20-plus year vet in the industry. If you're thinking about selling, ask me about my proprietary formula for getting you the highest price on the best terms, no matter what the market's doing. I know that sounds like a sales line, but seriously, I do have a formula and it works. Ask me about it. Spoiler alert, I'm a certified digital marketer and a certified negotiation specialist. Add that to the skills picked up in my first career as an attorney, and you pretty much have a secret weapon when working with me to buy and sell real estate in Kentwood. Thank you for hanging out with me for a couple minutes today to hear about what's happening with home values here in the hyper-local market of Kentwood 90045. If selling is on your mind this year, absolutely do not miss my Nosy Neighbor report. That report explains why it's good to know what the recent comps are as you start to think about selling your own home. Wherever you're watching this video, look for the show notes to find a link to the latest Nosy Neighbor report. Until next month, this is Tracy Conyers, your Kentwood expert for buying and selling residential real estate. For all the Kentwood news between reports, consider joining my Facebook group called Kentwood Neighbors, or follow me on Instagram and Facebook. See you next month.